I think his roots in the Cache Valley with his parents and with his friends and in that quiet, peaceful setting where he really had his compass set.
I was very close to my parents. I loved them, they supported me, they gave me a lot of self-confidence. Logan and the campus did the same thing. I am very close to my religion, my culture, and you would think that that would be limiting. I've come to believe it's just the opposite. They all became a passport, allowing me to go almost anywhere.
No matter where you come from, achievement is recognized if you have opportunity. He was given opportunity and he took full advantage of it.
I was born and raised in Provo, Utah. My father and mother were both educators. My father eventually became a lawyer, and we had a very happy life.
They were citizens of the world. They were involved in topics larger than themselves. They never took their family too seriously. It was always something larger. Her father was a great advocate for world peace and the United Nations and things of this sort.
Being born and raised in Provo, living in Boston, which is very different from living in Utah, being able to come back to Utah and fit in and be accepted and yet be a very independent thinker.
When I graduated from college, I had an opportunity to go to Radcliffe College. I got a scholarship there, and I really loved being in Boston. I had an uncle that was there, and so I knew Boston.
We both had had interest in romances and so forth that hadn't worked out for either one of us. They were good experiences, but just weren't working out. And we met at just the right time.
And we had heard about each other through my uncle, who taught at the medical school. He kept telling me, there's this really interesting boy from Utah. And I said, you know, I didn't really come back here to meet a boy from Utah, which is a terrible thing, terrible thing. And the minute I saw him, I realized this was a very different kind of person.
I'll never forget her walking down from a party we both happened to attend. This beautiful strawberry blonde woman walking 6 foot tall, walking down the stairs. And I thought, my goodness, you're Grethe Ballif? Yeah.
I could tell he was unusually sophisticated, I thought, and he was so kind. He was a very, very kind, sweet person.
She was smart, she was fun, she was sensitive, she was curious.
I take away the strong support and continuity of our relationship. I can always count on Chase, and he can always count on me.
She was an absolute, and is an absolutely wonderful wife and mother, and contributed in so many ways to the university as we were really presidents together.
Working with Greta during the Olympic times, and when I went in, I came in a lot later than she did on the board, and I came in when we had, you know, a little scandal going on, there were some other things going on, and Greta was one of the, you know, one of the long-term board members who was a real advocate to making sure we did things right, and we did things properly, and we were transparent with the community, knew what we were doing, and she was very vocal about that. You know, she wasn't one of those quiet board members who sat back.
Chase's legacy will be one of unselfish, significant, lasting contribution to the community he served in all of the areas where he's been involved. And he'll stand as an example for generations to come.
There's a long list of organizations in the community, whether it was here in Salt Lake or when she and Chase were back at Boston. The one that sticks out to me is the Children's Justice Center, just because she was the founder, she was the one engaged in that, and there are now 14 different places where children can be helped.
Chase's influence in this state is comprehensive. He's kind of been a man for all seasons for this state. What he did for the university and moving it from where it was to how it expanded and how it gained more stature on his watch, that's well known. It's well known within the arts community what contribution he made to the Utah Symphony when he served as chair. It's well known in the service community where he and Greta both have always been the advocate for the disadvantaged and the underdog and have put their personal resources and their talents toward improving the human condition in Utah. Wherever he goes, and Greta often with him, they just improve things.
I would like to thank the University of Utah, and especially the Alumni Association, for this great honor. It means so much to us. Our affection for the University of Utah is huge, and it completes the circle. It makes us one of the alumni as well. And I want to also acknowledge what a magnificent job President Young is doing, and Susan. They are carrying on the legacy and doing it in such a magnificent way. We're so proud to be part of that tradition.
I can't tell you how honored Grethe and I are to receive this honor from the Alumni Association of the University of Utah. We've been nomads to some extent, growing up in Logan and Provo, but traveling the world. And to come back to Utah, to have the opportunity to work with the University of Utah, and now to be given membership in the alumni family of the University of Utah really brings us back home. And we're grateful for the acknowledgement of that home. Thank you very much.